Well, with me right now is Gina Watson. She's the owner of South Bay Jewelry. And Gina, it's great to have you on today.
Thank you, Ken.
And you've got this program we're going to talk about. We've talked about a few times, the legacy program. But part of what we're going to talk about today is how people who are watching might have some old jewelry, valuable jewelry. It's not something they're going to wear anymore. They're trying to figure out, what should I do with it? Maybe I want to give this to somebody in the future, maybe incorporate it within my trust or my will or whatever it might be. And this is where you can help out, right?
Absolutely, Ken. So the Legacy Program was developed so that we could help our seniors. And with our 35 years of experience here working in the village, the experience I've had with the elders and their families after the fact that they have, in fact, willed off a lot of the items that I've kind of shown here to family members, that they would come back in and sell these items. And these items are what we try to discuss with the elders. The Legacy Program, we sort through and we divide the items up so that the elder has a awareness of items that are what we call unwanted jewelry, and items that would be for sentimental reasons, that their family members would want those special items.
Right.
And then we give them many different ways that will be their choices of how they can disperse these items correctly without just being kind of blinded.
Yes.
And not really realizing what they have. And we've learned through these many years that there is no other program that has been available to help and assist our elders. And that's why I have developed it, and we work with the Legacy Program by appointments here in our store in Aliso Viejo.
And one of the things that you really help with is finding out the value of these things, particularly if you appraise them, and particularly if people want to put this in a trust or a will, or they're not ready to maybe give it away yet. They know they will, but even unless you know the value of it for obvious reasons, you're not going to be able to really have that all set up, because when you go to whoever's helping you write up those things, they're going to want to know what's the value of these, and for insurance reasons, for many reasons.
Right. So one of the big things that we really see a lot in families is that they give the family members the box of jewelry. They've got 3 children. The children now have to go through the box. And they've got to figure out which items, Mary's going to have, Bob's going to have, and Cindy's going to have. And now they've got a quarreling factor that happens.
Yes.
So what we do in the Legacy is we work with the individual. We look at the items that, let's say, they disclose down to the items that they want the family members to have. We insist, or we help them with the appraisals.
Right.
The appraisals are going to give them values.
Yes.
The kids need to see apples to apples and instead of apples to oranges, what these values are, so that they can decide between these 20 items, and then they can look at the amounts, and then if they match up to an equation where the kids feel comfortable, you have a happy ending. But what happens so often is that doesn't happen. The kids end up fighting about it. They come in. We have to work with either selling the items through the trustee, where the children now have, it's out of the children's hands, because there was never anything written up. And now the children have to go through the trustee sells everything, so the children get nothing except for the money. You've got a very unhappy situation. There's family problems and family strife, and we try to eliminate that with the Legacy Program.
Okay. When people bring things in, what is the first step that you do? They might bring in, if you've got stuff here, and somebody may bring in that amount or more. Do you sit down and you just kind of lay it out? Do you
Yes.
go one by one, or do they leave that with you for a few days and you take the time to go through them?
Right. Well, thanks for asking, because what we do is we really insist they bring everything, all those little boxes and chests and all those items that are sitting at home that they have no clue about. They need to bring it to us so that we can help guide them with what these items are that have been sitting from their families, from generations, and they have no clue.
Yeah.
So we sort them. We have a legacy checklist that we go through. We discuss with them who their heirs are that they would like to think about.
Yeah.
And many times, Ken, they've forgotten about some of the special people in their life. And so we're able to really look at those individuals as well. So we take the items, we sort them into groups. And through our experience, I can tell you through the family members that do come to us, the unwanted jewelry. So I will show them the unwanted jewelry. I will show them the jewelry that they're going to, a lot of times the individuals say, Gina, the kids aren't going to want these items. They already know that. So those are the items that we look at, either the unwanted jewelry. I recommend that the client sells the items and puts the money in their pocket and uses that money for whatever they wish to do.
Okay.
The jewelry that's items that can be consigned, which they can either consign it to benefit more money for them, or they can sell it outright, which is not one of my favorite things to recommend for them because it's going to be a limited amount of money for them.
Okay.
When we do online, we have a very big online presence. We're listed as one of the dealers, best known dealers in the world, and I sell along with London and New York these consigned items.
Right.
And these items now are sent out to the world, and they're sold at a better price than just Little Orange County sitting in a jewelry store. So this is what we would do with the items, as well as the next group is, well, we have your individuals that you would like to gift these items to, that you would like your heirs to have. Let's look at the condition of them. This ring with this diamond is falling apart. Would you like to recondition it? If not, at least you know that this will go to Mary. Let's do an appraisal for her so it's documented. And now we have the documentation and we look at the condition of the jewelry. The next group of items is, let's say, and we do this quite often, there's a ring or there's an item which we would separate down to 3 or 4 individual items that we would gift to the children.
Okay.
Maybe a ring with 4 rubies, and we would make 4 little pendants.
Okay.
And this is a lovely thing that just really brings a smile on our elders. So that's the
nice.
legacy program. And at any time, the individual, the consigned items, they want to sell it quicker, we find a way to sell it quicker for them.
Okay.
But this is their choices, it's their decision, and they have control over it.
All right, very good. Now, of course, the first step is getting hold of Gina and the folks that work up there, and they're right up here in Aliso Viejo, by the way, so not far away. The number is 949-643-1777. SouthBayJewelryOC.com is the website, and you can see how they can help you out. And the first step is going up there and finding out what your items are worth and then what you want to do with them.
Yes, just call for an appointment.
All right.
All right.
Always good to see you.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
You take care, and we'll be back.